And I believe we are live again.
For real.
You know what they say, right? Keep going. Got to keep chugging. We'll get it eventually.
Yeah. Jesus, guys. Keep trying to do something new and keep fucking it up.
Yeah.
Welcome to MPSP Theater, guys. I am so sorry about the technical difficulties. It's something to do with my computer. I'm probably running on a default audio driver, so it's not capturing the rest of the guys. But you guys can see what we're trying to do here, and it'll get done one week or another.
One way or another.
You said 1 week or another. We can do it eventually.
Maybe not on this calendar year, but
Eventually it'll come.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and start intros again.
Let's do it all over again.
All right, Rob Milton.
Oh, you can find me hanging out in the ROC as Rob Milton, hanging out on Instagram as Rob's Robots, and every Friday night here with you beautiful savages who can't work on PCs for shit.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you now, I'm the most computer illiterate motherfucker you'll ever meet in your life, dude. I don't know shit about them. I'm lost.
how bad I am in math. I'm even worse with computers.
See, that's what I mean.
I use Microsoft Office, and I can get on the internet.
All right. And Russ.
What's up, guys? You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube when I'm feeling nasty and natural. Hopefully soon we'll be back on Saturday nights with Plastic Fanatics. Of course they're every Friday night because I love hanging out with these motherfuckers all the time. It's great. I love it.
We're a bunch of silly bastards.
That's great though. I love it.
Sam Mead.
Yo, I'm Insta_Sam89 on Instagram and Sam Mead in the groups here every Friday night. And I'm not gonna say thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, it's a miracle. Something went smooth.
New year, new me. I'm just gonna decide to be a regular cast member. I think
about fucking time.
It's only been 6 months.
You damn hobbit.
I almost said it. You hear that? I almost said it. It's like reflex for me.
Jesus Christ.
I finally feel like I'm in. I'm in now. They accept me with all my shortcomings.
What about you, Nick?
Hi, I'm Masterpiece Shippies, guys. Hey, I'm the host of this show.
Almost the host.
Let me tell you.
You can find me on Facebook at Nick Brammer. Oh, God, look at me. There we go. Good stuff.
You are a fucking amateur tonight.
Hey, you know what?
You can find me on Facebook at Nick Brammer, Twitter at Brammer_Nick, and Instagram at Masterpiece_Shitpiece.
Listen, I'm going to give you a total pass tonight, my friend, because I know you're medicated. And I know when I'm medicated, I ain't worth jack shit. Okay, so
you didn't mix that shit with your Red Bull and vodka, did you?
I haven't had any alcohol, just the pills that I need.
He said, "All I did was smoke a little weed."
Not getting too in depth in and putting your shit out there. I take it the doctor's visit went okay today.
Yeah, I need some imaging done, and it's probably gonna end up being some surgery.
Well, hey, at least they didn't say you got 6 weeks, dude.
Yeah. That's a good point.
You have 6.
Oh,
6 what?
Jesus
5,
Christ.
4, 3.
Yeah.
Fucking guys are plotting your death here, dude. What the fuck, man?
I've been tripping, man. Oh, God.
Oh man.
Fucking funny.
It is great, dude. It's great.
Okay. So
the agenda tonight.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. Okay, guys. The first story is Bungie is splitting with Activision and keeping Destiny in the deal.
Oh man!
Thank God.
So
let me tell you, me and my kids have had a lot of discussion about this, and My son is in heaven right now. He hates Activision, dude. He is absolutely loving it.
I share his pain.
Oh,
Activision can burn on a fire.
yeah, and I told him, I said, listen, I said, with this split, remember, I mean, it sounds great and all, but Bungie's going to lose a little bit in this too. I said, it's not all win-win,
No, but they stand to gain quite a bit if they can make it headway with it.
That's true. They do. They absolutely do.
And let's be realistic. Bungie has clout, man. Bungie, it was the developers of Halo. They got a lot of good franchises under their belt.
There's a lot of respect there, and I think there's expectations though to come with that.
Yeah, and you can see a lot of. I'm really thinking that the Forsaken pack on Destiny had a lot of influence from Bungie direct. I think they started to take the reins back and give Activision the middle finger, which I think might have led to that divestiture.
Yeah.
Look, Activision is stone cold money. And they all out to make money, okay? But
Yeah.
Activision is a money grubbing little prick of a developer, dude.
There's a big well, they're a publisher, and all they see is dollar signs and investors.
True.
Like, here's the big problem with the market right now. You can have these games have a great sales history, good numbers, all of this shit, but if they're not constantly getting more, and more, even if they're profitable, they're considered a failure.
Dude,
I know. Yeah.
That's something that's like unique to like American business. It's like if they're not like exponentially increasing profits are considered a failure,
Exactly. Look at it happens with the movies too. You got movies that are being considered flops, but they're because
Making their money back.
They're making their money back and then a huge profit on top of it, but they didn't do as good as the last one, so it's a failure.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do 20% better or 10% better.
Yeah, COD to read the most recent COD, the Black Ops game that they just came out with. They basically said it's a commercial failure, but it's not. They made like $500 million, dude, within like the first.
They've topped if I remember reading it right, they've topped $1 billion on that game in sales between the microtransactions and shit.
Yes, they made a shit ton of money, but because there was a certain performance expectation. And that apparently it didn't meet. I don't know how it didn't meet it, but whatever.
But it did exceed the last Call of Duty.
Yes,
and that's the thing.
Absurd,
But it didn't meet some artificially created number, and it's a failure. So
and it's such a crock of shit.
And it's the same thing with Destiny. Destiny was getting eaten alive. Forsaken DLC is fire, dude. That is. Probably some of the best Destiny content they've ever done.
It is. It's incredible. Just playing it is amazing.
Now here's my hope, because this is like, to me, this whole thing, I'm laughing my ass off because I'm really passionate about the gaming sphere, and I'm really passionate about both Bungie and Blizzard.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking Blizzard might be the next divestiture, because there's a lot of upturn right now between Blizzard was supposed to always operate autonomously, and Activision for the last several months has been ripping that away from them. And like, people have been leaving Blizzard in droves. They've been shuttering stuff for Blizzard.
Yeah.
Like, they're in trouble.
So and I'm asking because I don't know, is Blizzard their own thing, or are they associated with someone else?
Activision bought them a couple of it had to be 8 years ago now, 7 years ago.
Okay. And when they did that, did they like keep letting them do their thing, or did they just?
There was supposed to be a 10-year contract that said they stay their own, they operate autonomously from Activision, but Activision's slowly been eroding that away and cramming more and more of their influence into Blizzard.
Right.
And it's just destroying that ecosystem.
Man, that sucks. Okay.
But that's what they did to Bungie too. Bungie was smart and got out quick.
Yeah, Activision is really they're about the numbers more so than they are the content. And they'll try to stick their nose into the content because they think they know what's gonna do better sales wise and what's gonna make them more money. When in fact, the truth is, people just want a really good game to play, and they don't want to be nickel and dimed for it.
Right.
That's what it is. Come on. No one.
when you get these big publishing houses like EA and Activision and Take-Two,
Mhm.
the thing is they're not content with just a good chunk of money. They want
Yeah.
all of the money flowing into the industry, and they are going to
Exactly.
destroy whatever they can to get it.
Yeah.
Because
So
they're beholden to a bunch of stockholders that have no idea what a video game is.
They're just looking at the bottom line.
pretty much it. That's
Right.
pretty much it. I feel like that that's why I feel like this could be a really good move for Bungie, because now, I mean, and we'll find out. I told my son, I said, when you'll find out if this was a good move. A couple of years down the line, this is when we'll find out. We'll see what Bungie does now that they are separated. We'll see what they do.
I'd be. Go ahead, Sam.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, that kind of attitude, like that bottom line nickel and dime type of attitude is like what hurts toys too. Like
Oh yeah. No,
Now,
you're right.
The other side to that too is, had Bungie not walked away with the Destiny license and had to go off and do their own new franchise, I'd be worried.
Well, yeah, true, but I will say this: we got to remember, Activision did give them a lot of financial back. There's a lot of help. There's a lot of stuff they're losing with it. I mean, people have to remember that it's a great. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a good move for them. But in the end, it's not like it's a win-win for them. It's not like I know that some people are saying, well, it's Rocket. They should have left a long time. No. That's giving up some stuff.
Activision didn't give them quite as much as you think. Bungie did Destiny 1 on their own.
Oh, I know they did, but remember, Activision gives them the ability to put more into it, and gives them the ability. Activision has a big cash flow, man. A lot of money, man. There's a lot of things can be thrown their way. Distribution alone for them too is crazy.
Yeah,
they've got a way of getting Destiny into everywhere. And I think which Bungie could do on their own anyway, but probably not as well as Activision.
Here's when we were back in the disc-based days, I would agree with you. But here's the kicker: with us being so digital, and Destiny, let's be honest, is a hugely digital title.
It's a very digital. I mean, it's down. Yeah, no one's putting a disc in there. So
and now, and the biggest thing Activision gave them was the distribution channels.
That's what I mean. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, Activision's a publisher,
right? Which means there's also clout that goes with Activision.
Yeah, but Bungie had the clout before that because everybody hated Activision for years.
That's what I wanted to ask you guys about. Like, you guys who are in the know, because like you say, like if they didn't get Destiny, like would they be able to release another title just with their name attached to it and would be successful?
They would have one hell of an uphill battle, but I think they could do it. But you would see them scaling back to. I don't think we would see the big AAA title right off the bat. We'd see some more almost indie type titles coming out of them. Or they would be fighting for some kind of a license production.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Destiny is theirs. They should. To me, it's right that they take, that they take that with them. If it belongs to them, it should be with them. And I hope Activision doesn't try to fight that or anything down the road, because that's bullshit.
I got a pretty good feeling that Bungie's lawyers wrote some good stuff into the contract that allowed them to divest from Activision and keep their Destiny license.
I hope so.
I'm sure
it sounds good if they're able to keep that. And I mean, like I said, the future will tell us how well this works out for them.
Yeah.
Activision,
those guys though.
Oh yeah, well, dude, this is a Destiny household here, man. My son plays that shit like you wouldn't believe. That's the one game you'll always catch him on is that. So in fact, he's playing it right now as we speak. So
I mean, I'm not a hardcore Destiny guy. Like I don't have time to hardcore much of anything, but I play it. I do play it quite a bit. And I've played every expansion now, and man, it's a fun game. I think it looks good too. I'm into how games look, and it looks really cool. So, good for Bungie. I mean, let's hope that if you can support them, if you're a gaming fan and you want to try to support them any way you can, because they just went from being part of a
big house to like a little guy. Now they're kind of on their own now. You know, we're gonna see how it goes.
Well, this is the second time. This is the second time they've done that because if you
True.
remember, Destiny was their first title on their own.
That's right, because they had right after the Halo. Yeah. I think that they're gonna be all right though. We'll have Destiny 3 soon.
Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing, if Blizzard does divest from them, what will Blizzard be able to keep?
I'm hoping
Gotta wonder.
But Overwatch and World of Warcraft, I think, are solely Blizzard, along with the StarCraft, because StarCraft is a legacy title.
And then Heroes of the Storm too, because it's all the characters from those games.
Yes, but the game itself was an Activision pushed title, meaning that it was created based on requirement and input from Activision to get into that market sphere, because that was the big tier. That's why, if you ever notice, it's a good game, but it doesn't catch the attention the others do, because one, it was late, and two, Blizzard puts very minimal effort into that whole thing. They never really wanted it to begin with. They would rather be working on Warcraft 3.
Yeah, but you'll have to. I mean, like you said, Rob, it's all going to depend on some wording by some lawyers. You know, it's just going to depend on. You know, we'll have to see what happens with that. I mean, I'm sure there's a clean way out, and there's probably going to be a dirty way out. You know, so
basically, I think with the Blizzard Activision thing, it's going to come down to Activision's going to have to finally be circling the bottom of the drain rather than just the edges.
Yeah.
And then Blizzard's going to have a leg in to say, all right, we're taking these assets and these licenses and we're history. And as soon as that happens, Activision's toast.
Well,
Call of Duty
Activision still has Call of Duty, right? That's what they'll still have.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, they still have Blizzard's titles. Right now, everything, unless Blizzard splits from them, we find out how that goes. But what other? I mean, what else is under Activision's their label? What are they? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Well, you got Call of Duty,
right?
All the Spyro shit and stuff like that, which
yeah. Well, my son's a big fan of those games too.
Now they did get some of the stuff over from Bungie, so like Crash Bandicoot, I think Bungie owns Crash.
Interesting. Yeah, like I said, it'd be interesting to see what happens if they chase everybody away. Then there won't be anything. There'll be no Activision no more. I mean, Activision has Treyarch and Infinity War under them too, right? I mean, aren't they? They have all the Call of Duty creators under them, right? So because there's 3 Call of Duty creators now. There's 3 different
Infinity Ward is history.
Oh, they're not doing anymore. They're done.
Activision absorbed that company wholly, so everything I think at this point is pretty much just
okay.
Activision.
Well, then that means Call of Duty is never going to leave them. Then they'll keep that forever. Then probably.
Treyarch is still on their own, I believe, but
Treyarch does. The Treyarch is Black Ops. That's theirs. They're the ones that do Black Ops. I'm pretty sure they're Black Ops. Yeah.
I know they did some of them. I don't know if they did.
I thought they did every Black Ops game was Treyarch. I think.
I'm looking to see if I
believe.
Okay, Black. Yeah. They do.
Yeah, it's right. It's the what's it? The Modern
Warfare.
Modern Warfare was under
Infinity Ward.
Infinity Ward, right?
And at this point in time, it's all pretty much. But that leaves.
Yeah.
Basically, if Blizzard pulls out, the only titles they have are the Call of Duty titles. Come look at their stuff now, and
everything else will be pulled out if Blizzard's able to take everything with them. So,
well, I mean, they had High Moon. High Moon is gone.
Yeah.
They have Prototype series, which they haven't done shit with in years.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, man. It'd be interesting to see what happens if they lose it all.
And then they got a bunch of shitty licensed titles, like they got the Cabela's franchises too, and the NASCAR series.
Those probably sell well with
Get the country boy in there, Excel.
Say the country boys, you know.
Yes, sir. We drink Budweiser in the morning, noon, and night. Come on now.
Hey, I like the Kabila games, man. Those are fun.
Are those ones where you go hunting and shit like that?
Yeah.
Like,
I like the stand-up arcade ones. I don't
those ones are cool.
stay at home because they haven't released a good gun yet.
yeah, dude, you gotta like. Yeah, I don't even be able to play that game. You gave me an Uzi.
There hasn't been a good gun.
Light the fucking animal up.
There hasn't been a good gun peripheral since the Zapper. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? How I miss it. Oh, interesting though, man.
Right.
Savagery
Well,
in the game industry.
It'll be cool to see what happens.
Yeah.
But my best of wishes to Bungie, and my hopes Blizzard pulls out, and my biggest middle finger to Activision because I hate them.
Yeah, you're just like my son. My son hates Activision too. He gives the middle finger. He's gonna fuck Activision.
Yep.
Pretty much. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. What's next on the old agenda there, buddy?
Oh Lord, GameStop up for sale, and
Ugh, man.
Come on, y'all. Let's put our money together and buy that bitch.
We had an interesting conversation in our chat, and I think this can kind of relate to everybody. I mean, it's like the difference between store to store. So like I live in like, I guess we call it like a metropolitan area, right? So like there's a GameStop in my town, there's one in a town down the road, and then there's one across the river in Missouri where my mom lives, and like that one is the best one because they have like way more toys. They have like gun shit there, and then like the one by me, I just remember back when those Star Wars Black Series vintage card figures were coming out.
Right.
And I'm trying to just like secure them locally because like we talked about earlier, like you could pre-order them, but I was like, let me just see if I can find them. And the people at my GameStop had no idea like that those were even a thing. Like didn't know what I was talking about. Like, their selection of toys wasn't great. And like whenever I ask them about them, like they had never have any answers. So it's like I wonder like if like why is that variation from store to store?
I agree.
Like is it like a fucking Chick-fil-A or like that like franchise?
Some of it is some of the stores haven't done any of the ThinkGeek conversion yet. Like the one right here by my house, they've got very little of it.
Is there like a thing like on the title? Is there anywhere that says ThinkGeek?
Nope.
Okay, or is it just because like my GameStop, they have Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series,
right?
No Gundam, no
Oh shit!
That's how our store is too.
I think that's it.
But if you go over by my terminal now, there's 3 GameStops over there, or 4. There's 4 GameStops over there because there's 2 in Appleton, there's 2 in Oshkosh, and all the stores are different. Like there's one store in Appleton that's like almost 3/4 of it is dedicated to ThinkGeek stuff. Now they have the Gundam kits, they've got all the figures, they got the SH Figure Arts and Figma stuff. They got.
I've never seen an SH Figure Arts figure in any of my GameStops. They're local to me, like within an hour.
Yeah, now it's like the one by my house. They've gotten a couple randoms in, and I think I bought their entire stock of SH Figure Arts.
Yeah, mine. I was just gonna say mine's never got none of the ones around here. I got like 4.
Yeah, okay.
None of them have gotten in Figure Arts, but they've had Play Arts Sky.
Which Rob, which Figure Arts are you talking about? Because like the only ones I've been aware of being there was Dragon Ball Z stuff.
The one by my house wound up with a Yoshi, a Fire Mario, and a regular Mario, and I bought all 3 of them. That was like, but they were literally single figures. They did get like they were getting the Nendroid stuff in from Overwatch.
Dude, I've seen that stuff at Target. The Figma, like the Nendroid stuff.
No kidding.
Yeah, like it by the video games, which I thought was cool because I hope that there can be a market to have that stuff in stores. I just think that would be cool because I feel like that opens the door to like actual Figma stuff that like I would actually buy.
Yeah,
I know Target did that deal now too with NECA.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's doing well.
I'll tell you, my I have about 4 GameStops really pretty close. They're kind of close to each other. They're all within like about a 5-mile radius, you know.
Mhm.
And only of course my favorite one is the only one that has like, I mean, everything, dude. I can find figure arts, Black Series, Marvel Legends,
Damn,
you
dude.
know. Oh, I mean everything. Gundam's there. Everything. Like they're Gundam expensive though. They are pretty high on their Google. So.
Yeah,
But,
that's what I noticed. That one that's in
you know,
the one
but
that's in Appleton that has all that shit. Like
yeah,
their Haro figures are $11 each there.
yeah,
And I go to Hobbytown just down the street and they're like $5.50.
sure.
Plug, you know. And it's so like their Marvel Legends, they're 22. They're 19. They're 19.99 at Target. They're
Right.
Fucking 18.97 at Walmart.
Yeah.
Something at GameStop, but GameStop has the most current waves, which to me it's like $3. But to get something that's just coming out, like that's negligible to me. I'll pay more if I want something that Target is never going to see because they're always just clogged up with peg warmers. So like
I think I kind of feel the same way you do. It depends on what I'm looking for. If I'm looking for something that I know I'm not going to see for maybe 6 months or something, or I'll go ahead and grab it.
You know how this like retail toy shit works. You know, like when Target sees their pegs full, they're not going to order more.
Nope, or it's going to sit in the back in a box.
GameStop, they seem really willing to put shit on clearance.
I noticed that too. Every time I go in there, there's always shit clearance.
Yeah, they always got that clearance box, you know, and it's stuff that's sitting full price at Target, Walmart, and Walgreens. So,
does anyone know why they're selling? Has anyone heard anything?
I have no idea.
I haven't heard anything like that either. I'm like, what's going on? Is it? Yeah, I mean, are they did they overextend themselves?
No, I think the biggest thing is the management. The upper corporate management in GameStop has no clue what they're doing with a game store franchise. And they are not meeting stockholder expectations. The same thing we were talking about with Activision and the video game stuff. It's basically they're trying to get out of it because they think everything's going digital, and the reality of it is it's not. It is and it's not. There's still ways to make money in the gaming industry, but they have to revise their business plan. These assholes don't know how to do it.
Yeah. Oh, good point. I mean, I will say that GameStop has gotten to where like it's evolved, but it's like it stopped evolving. Yeah, they were constantly evolving, and it's almost like then they got stuck.
They built
go to the collectibles, and then the collectibles thing comes in, and it's like, okay, what now? It's like, so I don't know, man. And I can't stand when I go to one GameStop. If I go to one, like a different one from my favorite one, if I go to a different one, I feel like I just don't get the same experience, because like the one I go to has got everything I want. But if I go to another one, it's not. They don't have everything I want.
They built their entire business model around the used game sales, and they cannot for the life of them figure out how to leverage anything. But that's why you get some, like during that old program, I forgot they had. There was that internal program.
Yeah,
they were actually so pushing that they had employees lying to people, telling them they did not have new stock. I was one of the ones they tried to do that with here before the management locally changed.
Mm-hmm.
Like for a while, for like 2 years straight, I would not set foot in our local GameStop. They were
because they're pushing that. They're pushing all the used shit instead of the new shit, right? Is that what it is? I mean,
I've got an employee that worked there part time that I knew, and he's telling me, yeah, they've got this in stock. And I pull in, and we don't have that. We have this used copy though, and the problem is, if I can buy a brand new one for
like $5 more,
what am I going to do?
Agree.
I'm going to buy the new one.
Mm-hmm. Anna and I run across the same problem. Like you'll go shopping, we'll go in there like Christmas time, getting a new game for one of or both the kids, and it's like they'll have it used, but they'll have it. The used price would be, especially if it's a newer game, it's so high. But what they want for it used is so high. You spend $5 more to get a brand new. Why not just get a brand new?
Yeah,
makes no sense. It's like whatever. We'll go that route then. So I don't know. Maybe I think you may be right. Maybe there's whoever buys them, Maybe they'll change things. I don't know.
One of the companies that's looking to buy them is the parent company of Hot Topic, and I forget which the other one was. It was another.
The other one, Redbox.
That's an investment. That's
or Redbox. Okay,
Yeah.
Well, if Redbox buys them, that could be interesting.
Yeah, because then you can see Redbox stocking a lot more games.
Yeah.
And the company that has GameStop right now, this is their only retail experience. Whereas Hot Topic, the parent company for Hot Topic, is all retail. It's not just Hot Topic. They got a bunch of smaller franchises and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
but all retail.
Yeah, it's like a big investment group that owns those places. So they're really good at taking businesses that are not performing and making them perform. They kind of what they do.
Well, and Hot Topic was one of them because for a while there, Hot Topic got stuck in that goth industrial. And they didn't know how to adapt. And people can bitch about Hot Topic all they want, but once this company got a hold of them, they were able to figure out how to move with the trends. So now you're seeing them move a little more towards the hipster stuff and
a lot of anime stuff in there. They're very
Dude, they got SH figure arts there too.
They a lot of Oh, absolutely. They what I like about it is you can go in there and find kind of quirky shit too. Like you know, they got a big old Harry Potter section in the game and in the Hot Topic. And you're like, all right, and you can find weird shit, weird Harry Potter stuff, So,
but that all started happening after this current company bought them out, and they could figure out how to move with the market, and that's what GameStop needs. They need somebody that can do that with them, because if they can adapt. Right now, collectibles are a big thing, but they need to figure out how to leverage that market share, and they need to do it by bringing down the prices and bringing in the product that people want, not bringing in shit that's 5 waves old and overpriced.
That's true.
And they needed to do it across the stores. They need to shrink their footprint too. That's the other thing. Yeah. There's no reason to have GameStops fucking a mile from each other.
Yeah, it's insane. Like I said, in these two,
like every town, with 2 miles away.
See, we have Newport Richey and Port Richey here, and it's basically like one big city if you put it together. It's not the size of Tampa or anything, but between the two towns, there's probably about 6 GameStops.
Yeah, that's insane, because that's what I mean. They're really close together a lot of the times too. Yeah. Like our mall used to have 2 of them. You used to have 2 GameStops in it.
Yeah.
I mean, literally. And what's crazy, Sam? They were about like you could literally stand in front of one and see the other one.
In the malls, I know why they do that. In the malls.
That's
funny. Malls, it comes down to retail floor space, because every GameStop has to have a certain amount of floor space. And if they're locked into a lease on the one store and they need to expand that footprint, they'll get another piece of footprint in the same mall. It's still stupid as hell, but
they end up closing the one of them, so they only have one in there now. But I was just like, I remember going to both. I was this is retarded. There's 2 GameStops, and I can look. I'm like looking. I can see my son in the other one. I'm like, hey.
Well, it's like what's really up in Appleton. They had, for the longest time, there was one in the mall. And it was a big one in the mall. It was a big piece of floor space. And then there was another one in the shopping center across the street from the mall. And the same amount of floor space. And then there's another one if you go up one exit and over, so like 3 miles away, next to Walmart, there's another one.
Yeah. No doubt. It's oversaturation, I think. It's probably one of their big issues too. So if there's whatever new company, whoever buys them, it's possible that's something they'll address. Maybe you'll start seeing less GameStop locations around.
What they'd be smart to do, aside from shrinking footprint, I mean, they can keep one store in every town or one store in every region of a larger metropolitan area.
I think even a town can sustain it. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I got you. You're right, Sam. That's a good point. I mean, you can sustain a few of them, have a few of them, but
drive traffic to your better locations.
Exactly.
And my problems with them were like somewhat with the selection, but if like I understand, like if your store's not a big enough one to carry everything I'm looking for, I get it. But to me, it's like it's just employee shit, which like has nothing to do with like who owns the company necessarily.
Well, sometimes they can have employees that are douchey in there too.
Yeah.
But that's everywhere, though. That's everywhere. You know?
Yeah, but GameStop seems to have a fucking monopoly on the fucking douchebags they hire.
If I come in asking about something, don't tell me that you don't have it, and then just leave it alone. Say, so we don't have that, but what are you looking for? What can I do to
we can order it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I come in, I got cash in my wallet, not necessarily. I mean, I have my debit card, but like I got money that I'm trying to spend here. But you're like pushing me away from doing that.
Now, see, like the store here in town, I mean, they know me well enough now. The new team that's been there the last couple of years. If I go in there looking for something and they don't have it, they know I work in Fox Valley. They'll pull it up on their system and say, well, this store, and this store over there in the valley has it. Do you want me to call them and have them hold it for you? Which technically they're not supposed to do, but they can sell it out of the other store in theirs.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a pain in the ass to do it, but they can do it.
Yeah, but you know what? It's cool that you giving them to even offer that. My games, none of my games.
Yeah, they've never said anything like that to me, because like I'd be happy to do that. Like, because it's like I know the convenience of buying stuff online, but if I can buy something locally, even if it's from fucking Target or GameStop, which is like a big, it's not like I'm supporting some small business. I will 10 times out of 10 rather buy it locally, even if I got to pay a little bit more.
Yeah, and that's how I'm the same way.
Aren't willing to do that or to help me out in that process at least, and then I'm just like, well, fuck it, you know.
I'm the same way too. Like, especially getting into this Gundam stuff. Like, I could jump on and just place a big order on USA Gundam Store, but
yeah, and
I've got these hobby shops
on your couch, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I got 4 hobby shops in the area by where I work that carry Gunpla. And now some of it's a little like Hobbytown typically wants to match either USA Gundam Store or Amazon, whichever one's cheaper. They'll get within a couple of dollars of that.
And man, even if they can't buy it there, you know. So my comic shop here, they used to do that, but then like a bunch of the like all the employees left. I guess they got a new boss or something. So like I just stopped going there because like I remember I got the NECA Kratos, like the one that came out a few years ago. I had to wait like a month after it came out at retail, but I was like, I gave this local comic shop my money, and I'm cool with that. I'll wait for the toy. But then like all those employees left, and it's like nobody there takes care of me anymore. Nobody takes care of old Sam.
That's how our local comic shop did that too, right here in Point. Like I was trying to get the Transformer stuff, and he was getting IDW stuff in for some other lines for some other people. So I told him, hey, put me on a pull list. When this stuff starts, you know, when you place your order, get this stuff for me. I'll subscribe to it. I can prepay for it. Just let me know. And his response to that was, that's just too much of a hassle.
Oh my God.
Fuck that, dude.
It's like, motherfucker, I'm going to give you. It's like I wasn't looking for just 1 or 2 comics a month. I was looking for the entire Transformers series. I wanted to get back into the Ninja Turtle stuff. There was a bunch of IDW stuff I wanted. It's like,
and Rob, I'm gonna tell you from my own experience, like going there looking for one comic leads to in a few weeks you going there picking up 12.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's if the employees put you on the shit, because like when I started going to my shop here, this was like back when I was in college, like they would be like, hey, like you're into this, like this same author, he wrote this but for Image. So like that's how I get into a lot of that stuff, because I was buying like Uncanny X-Force, and they're like, you like Rick Remender, read Deadly Class, read Black Science. So I got into all that other shit, so which leads to me spending more money at their shop, and whether they were trying to get me to spend more money there or just being nice guys and put me onto some good shit, like they achieved both of those things, you know. And it's like, that's crazy to me that they would say that. They're like, something like that's too much of a hassle, you know. And it's like, I feel like working at a comic book shop or even in a game shop or like a game store, not necessarily GameStop, but like you gotta be somewhat knowledgeable.
Yeah,
you know, and I don't know. It's hard to figure out, I guess, if you're
working at GameStop. They actually don't want people who are gamers to work there. It was in their hiring process. Like I know the newer manager for our local GameStop, and he goes, I had to ignore some of our hiring practices because they don't want gamers in here. They want people who are focused on the numbers and the money. He goes, that's why we hire.
Okay. You need to explain to me then how come they're asking you what's your favorite like anime character and shit like that, and then they're asking like, and they ask my
That's the
son.
upsell.
I kid you not, dude. They have a fucking script.
Yeah.
My son went to interview to work there, and then my son was like, it was so funny. He's like, I was going to get the job. He goes, no, GameStop turned me down. He's like, I said, oh, you poor bastard.
You know why? And they asked him what his favorite anime is, and he actually answered it. That was supposed to be an instant decline.
Yeah.
He was like, oh yeah, I'm sure he blabbed out whatever he liked.
That is an instant.
You're done.
That's an instant interview failure.
That's so ridiculous. I don't want to work for no cheeseball company that does that dumb shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, funny.
Well, here's the hoping that somebody buys GameStops and knows what the fuck they're doing with it, because I would hate to see that go under. It's like Toys R Us was the last bastion of toy retail, like just dedicated toy retail.
Just
we
certain,
lost that.
certain collectibles. Yeah, you're right.
You can see those things kind of spreading into everything else, but I feel like that's a conversation for another time.
Yeah. All right. What's next on the agenda, Nick?
All Elite Wrestling. So,
wait, no fantasy football this week? Oh wait, that's right. We're done.
No,
go ahead, champ.
You're the champ.
Rub it in, champ. Go ahead.
Oh, just a little salt for you guys. And
you're Rob Milton with the big dick.
I know, right?
Wait, no, we've only confirmed that Russ has a big one. We've seen.
You know me, baby.
Oh yeah,
swinging.
On YouTube. We got screenshots. Inbox me. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, and somebody's like, "Hey, he's got a mole."
Wow, are you sure you're okay? That shit's really curvy at the end.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Peyronie's.
Tentacle porn.
All right.
So they are signing a lot of people, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into.
Oh, go ahead.
Yesterday was a huge day for All Elite Wrestling. Their new updated roster after yesterday's signings is Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, Chris Jericho, Hangman Adam Page, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky, Joey Janela, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, who was on the All In card. He was that heel in that one match.
Yep.
Pac, formerly known as Neville.
Yes, sir.
Seema, El Lindemann, T-Hawk, and Takahiro Yamamura. For the females, we got Brandy Rhodes, Dr. Britt Baker, and Penelope Ford.
Yep.
And still no news on Kenny Omega, which is interesting to me.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know what Kenny Omega's doing, dude. I don't know what he's up to, because I heard he's leaving. I mean,
yeah, he's leaving New Japan.
And then
turned down the deal with WWE.
Right, which I don't know that. Like, a lot of people were thinking he was stupid for doing that, but I don't know, because WWE has a way of, bringing in wrestlers and ruining them. Maybe he doesn't want to be ruined.
or it's a false news story. The Royal Rumble's coming up, and he's in the Rumble.
You know what? Very, very well could be, because we wouldn't put it past that to be true too. I'd like to see him do Ollie. I'd love to see to see Kenny Omega, and that'd be badass. Dude.
And besides those, they've announced a partnership with OWE, a Shanghai-based Oriental wrestling entertainment.
Interesting. So now they're going to be able to.
So they're going to have they're going to have some Chinese wrestlers coming in also.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's really interesting, actually. There's also, I heard some rumors that they're looking to tap some former WWE talent as well. More talented WWE let go and shit like that. And they're going to go after stuff like that.
And people's contracts that are coming up.
That too.
You've mentioned have been Finn, Zack Ryder.
Yep.
And Goldberg is still the rumor out there.
There's also what they shit. Part of the guys that ran with Finn Balor back in the day.
Gallows and Anderson.
Gallows and Anderson. There you go. Gallows and Anderson were also guys that they were rumored to, because I think their contracts are getting close to being up, and all those guys are friends, man. They all know each other and shit, you know. So, that would be interesting. It really would be. I'm telling you, dude.
They've got a strong roster already.
I think they do, but I think you're going to see guys going in and out, because I think a lot of contracts are going to be where they're going to enable wrestlers to go do other promotions and things like that. I don't know how much exclusivity they're trying to do, because think about it, it's being run by guys who thrived on the fact that they did not have exclusive contracts and they could jump around and do different, promotions. So I think that's going to be a big selling point for this. And I think you're going to a lot of pro wrestlers that are going to say, hey, I can dump in here, do some cash here, go do a show, go to Japan, do a little stint there, come back. It's enticing to be all over the place.
Yeah, to be in charge of your own career.
Exactly.
And not be at the beck and call of Vince.
You got it. And I think that's why I think not everyone thinks, well, why aren't these guys, some of these guys are offered a shot to come to WWE. Why don't they just jump on it? And it's, well, not everyone is pressed to work under Vince and Triple H's thumb, So there are things you give up to signing with that big company.
Yeah, like your soul.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. And there's always a chance you're gonna get stuck in NXT, dude, and never brought up to the main roster. And NXT is great, but those guys want to be performing in front of big crowds,
Or have the NXT curse happen to you. Just fucking go to NXT, do fucking well there, and then when they call you out to the main roster,
you go down,
fuck you over.
Well, and of course, I always think that I always get scared when any wrestler comes up from NXT, because I love them in NXT, and I'm thinking, what are they going to do to ruin this character or ruin this wrestler? That's my first thought. And I get nervous about it, but it's exciting, man. I don't know that they're going to rival the WWE or anything. I don't think they're trying to. I think they're just trying to be an alternative. I think there's going to be some TV stuff too involved. From what I hear, there's got to be. I'm assuming they're working on some of that too. They've got the financing. Although all it takes is a network saying, "Yeah, come on, we'll bring some pro wrestling on, sure."
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun, man.
I'm looking forward to it. And All In 2 is basically it's there. It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. And here's the thing: now it's going to be better financed. Now I don't know if that's going to make it better or worse. I'm not sure, but it will give them access to bring in probably some bigger stars if they want to, and also just maybe do more. Remember the jokes they were doing when they were like, they spent all the money on the pyro and shit like that. Well,
over the budget battle royal.
Yeah, right. It was so funny, dude. But I mean, legitimately, they had to really watch their budget doing that. There was some legitimate stuff that they had to be real careful of, and if they've got the financing, I think they could really put on a crazy show, man, and it would be interesting. I'm loving the idea of it. It'd be kind of cool to see a really good pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Instead of mediocre.
All right, we're gonna cut the show short tonight, but first we have a small discussion to do. Well, it's probably gonna take about 45 minutes to an hour.
Take a little while.
Yes.
Yeah, we were going through news this week, and it was pretty light. So we were looking, and Screen Rant did the best Marvel comic storylines of all time.
This is where all the math went to, wasn't it?
Now, before one of you starts throwing up in the chat, that's old. We know. Okay, we figured it out. We know it's old.
Yeah, but
the idea
it's 2 years old, but
right.
There hasn't been much that's come out.
Nah. And
to add to the list.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So a Screen Rants list is at number 15, Annihilation. Number 14, Demon in a Bottle. The Iron Man drunk story. Planet Hulk, World War Hulk at 13. Civil War at 12. Go ahead, Sam.
Oh, that's I was saying that out loud in my head. Process this all.
Number 11, the Galactus trilogy and the introduction of Galactus back in FF. Number 10, House of M. Excuse me. Number 9, Kraven's Last Hunt.
Good one.
Number 8, Days of Future Past. 7, The Winter Soldier. 6, Daredevil Born Again. 5, Marvels. 4, The Night Gwen Stacy Died. 3, Secret Wars. 2, The Dark Phoenix Saga. And number 1, The Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Man.
So we saw this list and we thought that it was kind of bullshit. So I had the guys come together and we put together a list. And we've got about a 45 comic list.
Yeah.
What we did was we ranked we each did 15 and we ranked them from 1 to 15. So I did reverse order for the points. So this is the masterpiece shit piece.
Here it is.
It's the we know what we're talking about and they don't.
Yeah.
We read these comics. We picked comics that we actually read.
Yeah. So do you guys want me to start in reverse order or go?
I think work up to number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Save the best for last.
All right. Sweet. Tied at number 22, we have Walt Simonson's Thor, The Immortal Iron Fist.
Is that the one by Rick Remender or
Brubaker and Fraction? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, that one's really good. Damn it, it was on my list.
I was the only one that put it on.
Wait, okay. Did you compile all of our lists together, kind of?
I compiled all of our lists. And
okay, all right.
I compiled all of our lists, and like I said, from 15 to 1, did assign points in reverse order. Yeah. That's why it took me so goddamn long.
I'm gonna say right now that now that we're like saying these out loud, I'm thinking of stuff that I should have put on that I left off, but I'm just gonna leave my list as is.
So those 3 are tied for number 22.
Okay.
Number 21 tied is Spider-Man Venom, Ruins by Warren Ellis.
Wait, when you say Spider-Man Venom, was that like the original?
Russ, was that the original?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of when Venom first came about.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a later one that I should have put on there. Damn it. Okay.
Ruins was Warren Ellis read Marvels from Kurt Busiek and Mark Waid and Alex Ross, and went the complete opposite direction. It showed you how fucked up the Marvel universe could be.
I mean, that's a hell of a team.
Yeah,
an artist. So.
A lot of names.
And rounding out the 3 tied for 21 is New Avengers Century.
Okay.
Tied for number 20, Jason Aaron's Thor. Vader Down.
Damn, that Star Wars stuff's on Marvel.
Yeah.
Now it is. Damn.
Ghost Rider Trail of Tears.
Oh, that's a good one.
Tied for number 19 is Jonathan Hickman's run on Ultimates and Wolverine Origins.
That Ultimates run's good.
Yeah.
If you haven't read it, check it out.
Number 18 tied are Avengers Disassembled and the Kree Skrull War. Tied for number 17 will be Infinity, Avengers vs. X-Men, and Punisher Born.
Okay.
Tied for 16, Dark Avengers, Grant Morrison's E is for Extinction, and Chris Claremont's Fatal Attraction in X-Men. Tied for number 15, G.I. Joe 21, the silent issue.
Dang, I forgot that was Marvel too.
Yeah.
Was it?
Damn.
Yeah.
Shit, I thought that was IDW.
No, man. The
Okay.
original was Marvel way back in the day
yeah.
from Larry
Oh,
Hama.
shit.
It
That's
was.
right. Larry Hama was all Marvel.
Yeah.
That dude invented G.I. Joe, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Weapon X,
Mm.
Ooh, that was
Phoenix Saga, not the Dark Phoenix Saga, the Phoenix Saga.
Phoenix Saga.
Yeah. Craven's Last Hunt
Okay.
and the Lobo Brothers Saga from Spider-Man. Tied at 14 is World War Hulk and Doctor Strange, Doctor Doom, Triumph and Torment, one of the original graphic novels they did, where Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange go into Mephisto's realm and try and rescue Doctor Doom's mother's soul.
Damn, I need to check that out, man.
Yeah.
That's actually a story I've never read before, and now you got me thinking I want to go find that.
Yeah, you'll probably be able to tell which ones I did because I'm going to talk about them more.
That's really cool, dude. Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so tied for 13, we got a 4-way tie. Iron Wars.
Oh,
Iron
man, I
Man, the
forgot.
Iron Man Armor Wars. Sorry.
Okay.
War of Kings.
Okay.
God Loves, Man Kills, and the original Claremont Frank Miller Wolverine mini.
My War of Kings made it. I'm surprised anybody besides me knew that.
Well, everything made it. They were all given a point value, so I did everything. Otherwise, I would have only had like a list of 15.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. Number 12 is Man Without Fear.
Daredevil, Frank Miller.
Yep, the Daredevil.
Frank Miller. Like, I put that up there. That one is if you want to get a background of a character, a quick kind of one and done trade, that to me is like perfect for that. You know?
Yeah. Number 11, Maximum Carnage and Hulk Future Imperfect.
Maximum Carnage is one of my absolute. I'm a big Carnage fan, so but
yeah,
it was incredible. It was incredible, just the way it was written. The story, it was amazing.
The amount of characters they threw into it, it
was awesome.
Yeah, I love how
me in the field. That's that nostalgia for me, man.
I meant to put that on my list too, and I forgot to.
When they brought all the characters they brought in, it wasn't just let's just throw that character in for a cameo.
It all made sense.
It all made sense. Exactly. I loved it, man. It was great.
Cromdor, since you just jumped in, what the list was Screen Rant came up with the best 15 Marvel comic stories of all time. So we did our own. Tied for number 10 is Uncanny X-Force and the Death of Captain Marvel.
Ooh, I've never read the Captain Marvel. I will say the X-Force one. It's Rick Remender.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything that guy puts his pen to paper on is going to be good, and I think that's him at some of his best. So within Marvel, I think he did some better stuff for Image, but in Marvel, I think that's some of his good stuff.
Yeah. Number 9, Siege.
I'll speak to that one too.
Yeah,
real quick. And then, so I think Brian Michael Bendis started a story with Avengers Disassembled that ended with Siege.
Yeah,
and to me, Siege is his best work. It's short, which a lot of his stuff gets criticized for kind of running on too long. But Siege, I think it's a perfect length to the story. You got Olivier Coipel on art, and his shit to me is perfect. Yeah, I love that book. It's a good book.
Nice.
I think it's a perfect end to a story.
Now here's where we start getting into kind of chalk. Number 8.
Yeah.
Number 8 is Days of Future Past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tied for number 7 is the Galactus Saga, the three issues back in FF 48 through 50. And Born Again, the Daredevil Frank Miller story.
That's a good one.
Number 6, House of M.
Yeah.
I was surprised this made it so high. I really wasn't a huge fan of that series. I was the only one that didn't put it in.
Really?
I like that.
Dude, I loved it, man. And To me, it's the artwork, and it's Olivier Coip on that one as well. I think that dude's just perfect.
Yeah,
I like just all the twists and shit in it. Just fucking brought that's the only main thing that kept me interested in it was like all the weird shit that happened. But I had it number 9 on my list, so I didn't have it super high, but you know.
And I think our top 5 is damn respectable.
Okay.
Number 5, Age of Apocalypse.
Oh,
okay.
Great one.
Yeah,
I think we probably all put that one on.
I don't think I had that one on there.
Except me. But like the reverse order of points is what got that in there.
Right. Yeah.
Number 4, Civil War.
Okay. So I love Civil War. I thought that was. I know it's been redone, but the original Civil War was fucking amazing.
Yeah, it was much better than Civil War 2.
Yeah, I agree.
Number 3, Secret Wars from the 80s.
Oh man, loved it, dude.
Number 2, Infinity Gauntlet.
Okay,
that was on almost everybody's list.
Yeah,
and the number 1 Marvel comic story, according to Masterpiece Shitpiece Theater.
Guys, we're the experts, so
is the Dark Phoenix Saga.
Hey. Oh yeah.
You know, it's funny. I put the Phoenix Saga, okay, but I put Dark Phoenix Saga. But when I was thinking, when I thought about Dark Phoenix Saga, I was also thinking about the whole the Phoenix Saga all around. You know,
right? It's kind of
so. Yeah, and I just didn't think to put. I should have put the entire Phoenix Saga, Dark Phoenix.
Well, it's hard.
I connect them together a lot, even though they're not. I do connect them together. So,
well, the reason I separated it was because when Josh did his list, he did the Phoenix Saga and the Dark Phoenix Saga, because they are two different stories.
They are two different stories. I always connect them just because they're two different stories, but they happened. They weren't super far away from each other. It was kind of like so I tend to connect them together. But you're right, they are two different stories. They are. That's cool though. I mean, hey, that's number 1. Why not? Okay.
Because I think it's a damn respectable list.
Me too.
You know, considering the lists that come out from anywhere like CBR, Newsarama, and now the Screen Rant list.
Well, it's like I think that it's good because, like, I had in my mind, I'm like, well, shit, these are some stories that like should be like top 5 Marvel stories, but like I hadn't read them, right? Like Infinity Gauntlet, I haven't read that. Like Kraven's Last Hunt, I haven't read that. I'm sure they're great stories, but like I couldn't put them on my list. So I think that kind of adds something to it, as much as it maybe could take something away from it, But I think we got a good little, because I think with us like talking to you guys about comics, like we all have our favorite writers, Like we're gonna gravitate to those guys.
Not just writers, but like for me, it's like I have a favorite time period where I really loved the writing, the art, everything meshed together for me. I mean, the 80s and into like the mid 90s were just a fucking incredible time.
And that's cool because it's like to me, it's like from like the 2004 kind of on. Where I read most of my comics that were coming out at the time, and I was going to get my pull list, so I feel like we got a good mix in that regard. So
no, absolutely, and I know that they've done a lot of they've retold a lot of the stories, but for me, like when I'm thinking Civil War, I just don't think of the modern take on it. It's just Civil War back in the when I was a kid.
Well, you weren't a kid when that came out, bro.
Well, no.
Civil War. Like,
I think Russ and I grew up in the same generation, roughly. So that's kind of where we're both falling. Late 80s, early 90s.
To the South.
Younger. I was younger. Yeah.
Now,
shut up, Nick. Don't make me old, motherfucker.
There's some stuff that I left off. But I didn't want to be too writer heavy. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I got you.
Like I could, like Rick Remender, like I mentioned him, like that dude. To me, he's the best. So like I could have just picked everything he's done for Marvel, like between him and Matt Fraction.
So am I the only one to put the Lobo Brothers saga on there? Do any of you guys even know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
I didn't even know what it was, man. Yeah.
Okay. The Lobo Brothers were two werewolves. Okay.
Right.
They ran the Texas Mafia. And what happened was the Kingpin kind of arranged for the Punisher to go try to kill them. Well, the Punisher failed. He didn't get him. But they found out that the Kingpin kind of arranged that shit, and they decided to come to New York. And kind of fucked the Kingpin up. And it was like a big mafia war. And Spider-Man gets caught up in the middle of it and shit. And there's this chick that one of the Lobo brothers is into, and Spider-Man's trying to protect her, and and it's a big clusterfuck. And you got werewolves running all over. It's really a cool story.
Yeah,
it's insane. I love it because it's got the whole mafia shit in there too. Kingpin.
I'm just trying to look through the list and see like E for Extinction was the Grant Morrison Cassandra Nova story where she nuked fucking Genosha.
Damn, yeah,
that's fucking amazing.
Any surprises for you guys for the list?
Not really.
Okay.
War of Kings. I can't believe. Like you said, it was everybody that was.
I mean, I forgot to put Civil War on mine. That's a surprise to me.
Yeah, no. I got you.
I just forgot about it, man. I didn't have it sitting up on my shelf, so
I was surprised Craven placed so low.
Craven.
Yeah, me too. And you know what? I was surprised, and maybe this is just because like I'm kind of centric on like what I read in the last few years. But like I was surprised to not see as much Marvel Now stuff on there because a lot of that stuff made to me I thought was great. You know, I put Thor, and Infinity on there too. Like I thought that shit was awesome. You know, but I think maybe the older stuff weighs a little bit heavier.
Well, a lot of it is like I don't have a lot of time. I haven't had a lot of time to follow comics in the last 18 years. So
yeah. This shit all came out when I was in college and didn't have kids, you know. And
and for me, it was pretty much after the late 90s, early 2000s. I kind of dipped out a bit, and I was focusing on, like, I switched from reading Marvel stuff to reading more independent, and getting more into graphic novels and manga and shit.
If you want, we could put the list down even further. We could the stuff that's tied, we could vote on and see which one to take out and have it like a definitive top 15.
Yeah, we can do that and then post it up on the page.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead and do it live. Tied for 15 is the silent issue of G.I. Joe.
Right.
Weapon X, the regular Phoenix Saga, Craven, and the Lobo Brothers tale.
Dang, that's like one for each cast member.
Yeah.
I read.
I'm gonna tell you now that the Phoenix Saga. I mean, that's pretty awesome. But the Weapon X story is pretty good too. So I don't know.
We could combine the Phoenix and Dark Phoenix together and just have that be number one.
Yeah, well, let's do that. Leave that at number one.
All right. So that leaves G.I. Joe 21, the Weapon X from Barry Windsor Smith, Craven, and the Lobo Brothers. Out of those, I'd probably say Craven.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, and that's the best story.
I'd go Weapon X out of those, but that's because I didn't.
And that was my pick, you know. But that's tough. That one's tough because I feel like that's a really good Spider-Man villain story.
It's one of the best stories of all time.
Yeah, Craven is amazing.
It's like, do we need that Weapon X story? And that might be a tough question.
All right, let's vote. I say Craven.
I say Craven.
Yeah, I would say Craven. I think we should keep that one on. Cause do we got another Wolverine one on there? If we got the other Frank Miller,
yeah, we got the Frank Miller tied up somewhere. Yeah. Okay. So we'll say Craven at number 15.
Okay.
Number 14 is tough. We got World War Hulk and Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom. So I figure you guys are going to go for World War Hulk because
that's what I would say.
Yeah,
you guys didn't read the Strange Doom graphic novel.
Yeah, I didn't either, but I did dabble with World War Hawk a little bit, and I guess I could say, yeah, okay.
All right, so let me start circling these so I got the right shit. So we got Craven and World War Hulk.
Okay.
Clipboard.
Now number 13 is gonna be tough. We got Iron Man Armor Wars, War of Kings, God Loves Man Kills, and the Wolverine mini from Claremont and Miller.
Man, I feel like damn it, because I'm saying we got to have that Wolverine story for the character, but then at the same time, we got to have that Iron Man story.
You gotta have,
but God Loves Man Kills was dope too.
Yeah, I mean that was amazing.
I'm guessing you guys haven't read the War of Kings story, but that one's
I haven't.
Yeah, the one with Black Bolt and all that. Yeah,
Black Bolt. Was it the Hall of Raptors or the Raptor Society, or with the Dark Hawk characters?
Out of those, I mean, to me, personally, for me, it's between the Armor Wars and the Wolverine mini.
I agree, but I think, and I put the Wolverine mini on my list, but which story is more defining to the character?
Dust is saying God Loves is the best storyline ever for X-Men.
I got to agree with
it. I mean, he's probably right. I mean, God Love, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy that we have the whole Phoenix saga at number one and that was a really good story. I'm pissed that I didn't put that on my goddamn list. I just forgot about it. Son of a bitch.
I think if you
I put Dark Phoenix on there, and that kind of for me wrapped up the whole Phoenix saga. So
that's why we combined. So that
I would say if between Wolverine and Iron Man, if you take that Wolverine story out and say that it was never written, I think you can still have that Wolverine character. I don't think you could say the same for that Iron Man story. I think you need that story.
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about Demon in a Bottle, but the Armor Wars was like, that was the Iron Man story for me.
Yeah, me too. Coming up.
Yeah,
all right, so let's go across.
All right. I say God Loves.
Okay, one for that. Rob.
Oh, my bad.
I'm holding tight on God Loves Man Kills for that one.
Okay,
so that was such an amazing story.
All right,
it is. I'm pissed that I did. I'm pissed I left it off the list.
I'd say the Iron Man one. I'm gonna stick to my thought train on that one.
Yeah.
It's up to you, buddy. You can tie it up, or
all right. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and make it so that my vote doesn't mean anything and vote for the Wolverine mini. So we got God Loves Man Kills. 13. Number 12 is Man Without Fear. 11, Maximum Carnage or Hulk Future Imperfect.
Sorry, Maximum Carnage.
Maximum Carnage.
Yeah, Maximum Carnage.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Maximum Carnage. Number 10 is X-Force or The Death of Captain Marvel.
Oh,
I mean, my vote goes to X-Force.
Yeah.
I love X-Force. That's X-Force stories.
Oh, man.
But The Death of Captain Marvel is pretty, that's amazing. Yeah. I don't know.
And again, I went with that one. I went to my favorite author, to one of my favorite runs of all time. So
you guys are making me pissed off that I forgot about some of these damn comics.
I mean,
I'm getting aggravated now.
And the whole fun of the list really is that, it's you can go back and read all this great stuff.
Right. Yeah, but
that's what I did with the list. I'm like, what do I reread?
Russ, don't feel bad. Maximum Carnage was one of my favorite stories when I was younger, and I didn't even put it on my list.
Dude,
I was doing it at work, and it's like, that's all I can think of.
It's just one that's like on my head.
I forgot Civil War.
Yeah.
All right. Number 9 is Siege. 8 is Days of Future Past.
Yo.
7 is where we come up to our next tie and the last tie between the Galactus Saga and Born Again.
Oh, Galactus.
That's funny because you said, "Oh, Galactus." I said, "Oh, Born Again."
All right.
So you both say, "Oh, that's tough, dude."
See, I love Galactus though as a character.
Yeah, but I hate the Silver Surfer.
Daredevil fan, man.
Yeah. We know you don't like chrome penises, Russ. Shut up. You're all right. Russ's vote has been vetoed because of his disdain for Silver Surfer.
Yeah, Russ.
Yeah, hold on a minute. I do like Galactus though.
We're doing our top 30 Silver Surfer stories.
Yeah.
So you better read up this week, buddy. You got some homework.
We should do that.
Write my fucking eyes out. God damn.
All right, Russ. Galactus reborn again.
He's such a hater.
All right, I gotta go Galactus, man. I have to.
Yeah.
We got you.
I have to, dude. I mean, that was just such an epic freaking. It was cool, dude. And Galactus is amazing, dude.
No, I can get behind that.
All right, so we have our list reprised. I'll go ahead and post this in the Masterpiece Shitpiece group so we don't clog up the realm with it. Number 1, Dark Phoenix. Number 2, Infinity Gauntlet. Number 3, Secret Wars. Number 4, Civil War. Number 5, Age of Apocalypse. Number 6, House of M. Number 7, The Galactus Saga. Number 8, Days of Future Past. Number 9, Siege. Number 10, Uncanny X-Force. Number 11, Maximum Carnage. 12 is Frank Miller's Man Without Fear. 13 is God Loves Man Kills. 14 is the World War Hulk. And 15 is Kraven's Last Hunt.
That's a good ass list, man. Yeah. And I think if you're like, I want to get into Marvel, read those 15 books. You read those stories, and you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I think that's a damn good list. I think that's probably the best list I've seen out of any of the lists that we've seen. Yeah. Like when we were doing this discussion, like I went through Ranker, I went through CBR's list, I went through Newsarama's list.
Yeah.
And they were all garbage.
Well, that's the thing.
So much modern stuff and nothing classic except for like Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, I didn't want it to be like, what are the go-to event comics? Like, what are the best runs that you've been like, this author just nails it?
Okay, see, I was worried that I was going to go too much old shit and not enough modern shit. So I was worried the other way. And
like, I got a lot of.
It was pretty modern, Russ.
I tried to make it a little more modern. I was trying not to be all old school shit, but a lot of the stories I like were from the 80s and the early 90s. So
it's because like I had a lot of modern shit on mine, but like mine was more or less like I'd be like, I like this author's run on this title, and that's what I want to show on this list because
that's a good point. I mean, we forget sometimes.
Well, if we were just doing single stories, so we weren't doing like runs on a title,
right?
You know what I mean? Because if we did runs on a title. And Kirby and Stan's FF would have to be number one.
Yeah. And it's like the thing that I think like it was a story, from it's just like based like an arc. If you want to say that, like a story arc.
Yeah. So I think that's a pretty good list, guys.
Yeah, that's not bad, man. That's pretty good list.
We did good, fellas.
We did good.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some people that poo-poo on our ranking, but whatever.
And again,
right. And it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Good point.
Again, I'll post it in the Masterpiece Shippies Facebook group. And again, we're going to be doing the DC Comics top 15 next week, and the week after that, the Independents. And what we got to find out
for that one.
What we got to find out in between us is Vertigo and Independent or DC.
Independent.
Oh, we'll do Independent.
I thought we were gonna do DC.
Yeah, we're gonna do DC, but the thing
Vertigo go in Independent or DC category.
I think if it's a Vertigo story that has DC like mainline DC characters, it'll count for DC.
Okay.
If it's just like characters created specifically for Vertigo, that it'll count for.
Get behind that.
Okay. But I mean, all right. So next week are we doing our top 15 from
DC?
Okay. All right.
And the week after that will be the top 15 independents of all time.
Independence is gonna be tough for me because I didn't read a lot of independents. There's only a few. That's gonna be hard for me.
That
Shit.
one's gonna be hard for me to get it down.
Unless
to
you count
15.
IDW as an independent.
Yeah. You know, like,
Well, IDW is going to count because I mean,
Yeah.
So basically,
All right.
can we just say
So-
anything that's not Marvel DC?
yeah,
Okay. All right.
right. IDW, Dark Horse,
Okay.
Image.
For me, it's just gonna be image, and then some
yeah,
random.
for me, it's
shit in
gonna
there.
be. I'm gonna be IDW heavy on mine.
Yeah, me
except for
too.
The
So
oddballs.
goddamn good. just effortlessly good.
Well, IDW has so many good properties aside from Transformers too.
Man, and it's like, to me, I'm like, I'll read fucking Matt Fraction on Marvel and be like, I wonder what he could do if he didn't have any licensing ties or just like complete freedom. And I'm like, oh, just read this Image book he did, and you get exactly that, you know. Because like I'm biased in that regard. I'll admit to that.
So we're going to cut the show here, guys. Short show. I think the technical difficulties and me having to do math for when we were supposed to be on for the first 15 minutes kind of wore me out. So Sam, Rob, can you guys go ahead and post on broadcasting links?
Yeah.
He's got it like a ninja.
All right, cool.
And shout out, yeah, we're gonna do shout outs to the other shows.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We're part of the ROC network with Enter the Realm, Breaking the Mold, Figabane, and we also have the Cool Table Network shows such as Shattercast Uncut, Beers and Bolters 40K, 8 Weeks, Plastic Fanatics. What am I missing? Building up to it.
Shattercast.
I said Shattercast.
It's so good you gotta say it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, I had one
Nerd
on the
Rage.
tip of my- Nerd Rage.
Lock.
What?
You forgot Stasis Lock.
And I was Stasis Lock was the one I was thinking of that I missed.
We all want to forget state. No, I'm kidding.
So guys, next week I am going to try.
We all listen to Russ. That's my favorite show. I swear to God. I swear to God, that's my favorite show.
So next
I
week
love it.
again, I'm going to try to hammer out all fresh communications. Thank you.
Fresh communications are good one. Yes, yes.
And also listen to the Cobra Law podcast. Welcome to the Terror Dome.
And then Jose's verbally challenged. We
And
can't forget.
Jose's verbally challenged.
Yeah, that's
great.
Cool table.
Yeah, that's a fun show. I've done that a few times, and I think all of us have been on it at least once.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can watch a couple of us building Gundam on Off the Runner too.
All right.
I think we got it.
I think we plugged the shit out of everybody.
Oh, shit.
So again, guys, all the problems with the intro are on my part, and I'm sorry that the past couple of weeks have been, hit or miss with that. Josh did a really good job on the intro and the credits and everything, and unfortunately, it's just been on Brammer. Brammer's been fucking up again.
Yeah, big shout out to Josh for the work he put into that because he did some awesome shit for that.
Yeah. All right, guys. Peace, love, and hair grease. We out. Join
Later,
the
guys.
podcast, and we'll talk to y'all later.
Yeah,
Peace.
jump down. Later, fellas.
Peace.